Hey church family and friends of Brunswick Street Baptist Church, Pastor Greg here with some exciting news and instructions about a new endeavor that we're offering as we begin slowly and carefully to reopen Brunswick Street Baptist Church. Starting July 29th and through the Wednesday nights in August, we invite you to consider joining us for Wednesday worship in the sanctuary. This will be an opportunity for live preaching and live worship time, and wearing a mask. You can even gently sing along from your socially distanced seat. Now, how do you get to take part in this? Because COVID-19 makes everything different, and this will certainly be different from our norm. So the first thing you'll need to note is that you need to make a reservation. You have to make a reservation through the church office. Because of the social distancing requirements, we've identified a number of seating areas in the sanctuary that greatly limit the amount of people that we can have joining us for these services. But don't let that discourage you. Call in. Let us know who's coming and who will be coming with you in your bubble, and we'll make reservations, and when those are full, then we'll inform others that we don't have any further reservations available. So that's the first thing, make a reservation. The second thing is getting into the building is completely different. So first of all, you're going to stand in line up on the sidewalk as you approach the main church doors, which is what we'll be using to enter the sanctuary on these Wednesday nights. You'll notice on the pavement that the sidewalk that there will be blue tape that will indicate socially distanced spaces where you can stand and wait as you move into the sanctuary. And we'd invite you to really consider the importance of social distancing as you approach. The next step in the process will be screening. So you'll be interviewed at the top of the steps by one of our screeners, and they will ask you COVID relative questions, and will take your name and contact information that's required by the province for contact tracing. You then move into the main foyer of the sanctuary. There you can sanitize your hands, and you can pick up a mask if you didn't bring one, because masks are required whenever you're moving around in the building or singing. And so you'll need a mask before you are taken to your seat. After you've sanitized and masked, then you can enter the sanctuary, where one of our ushers will identify a seating location, the next available seating location, which you will take. I know this is going to be a bit of a challenge for some of you who have been sitting in the same place for 40 years perhaps, but this isn't going to be the case. You're going to get to have an opportunity to experience worship from a new perspective, and thank you for cooperating with our ushers as they strategically place you. The service will take place. You stay in your socially distanced seating area. As I said, you can sing gently along with the worship team or the worship leaders, and as long as you maintain having your mask on. After the service is over, you'll be given direct instructions about how to leave the sanctuary so that we maintain social distancing right out into the parking lot, and there is no cross-contamination or cross-contact as you leave the building. It sounds very complicated, but I can tell you that on July 6th, a group of deacons and other leaders from our congregation gathered in the sanctuary and went through this whole process and found it a blessing to be in the sanctuary again and part of our worship life. And not only to mention that, but our worship team members said how wonderful it was to sing to a sanctuary that had friendly faces in it as opposed to being empty, which has been the process that we've been going through since March. So your presence can make a difference to our worship leaders. I'd ask you to prayerfully consider this for yourself. Ask yourself if it's wise for you to engage in a corporate worship setting like this. We don't want anyone to feel any pressure about coming. We will continue to offer the worship videos on Sunday mornings. In fact, these services will be recorded for that use. And so don't feel any pressure to come, but if God gives you a sense of peace and it's wise for you to come, we'd welcome you to make that reservation and join us. Please pray for this endeavor. Pray that we'll have wisdom. Pray that we'll get up-to-the-minute information about any changes that we need to make. Pray that God would be glorified through the time that we spend together and that people would be safe. And pray that the witness of Brunswick Street Baptist Church may take this small step forward in a way to be able to re-engage in corporate life together. Thanks so much. If you have any questions, call the church office and we'll see what we can do to answer them. And may God bless you as you consider joining us for Wednesday worship.